Hey guys, welcome to my first ever YouTube video. My name is Bryson Ducharme. I'm a makeup artist and have been for a few years and thought that I'd give this a bang. So I'm going to take you today through perfect skin for the dewy look. So first things first, anytime that I leave the shower or bath, I drench my face with what MAC calls the Prep and Prime Fix Plus spray. And when I say that I drench it, I drench it. I love being soaking wet with this, and I could probably use this all day, every day, which I do. Next up, I've got an awesome moisturizer from Lancome called Absolue Night. And I actually use this day and night because it's one of the only things that seems to really work for my skin. I'm super dry, so I really need as much moisture as I can get. Just because, you know, we don't want that dry, flaky skin showing through on a dewier look, right? And yes, I'm sure a lot of my MAC artist friends out there are watching me put this on with my fingers and freaking out, but this is how I do all day, every day. So after we've done that, I also take my favorite eye cream, which is the Genefique Advanced Eye, and just take a little dab underneath the eye there. You'll see that it's got a beautiful little roller ball, and just gonna put that underneath the eye and let that really sink and sit into the skin. And while that's doing so, I'm gonna go back in and mix a couple of products. So I love the MAC Strobe Cream, which is this guy right here, a tried and true and first innovator for the strobing technique. I am going to mix that with a primer from MAC called MAC Natural Radiance. And I just mix them together on the back of my hand to give a really nice creamy substance, but then also prime my skin at the same time. So I take that on the highest planes of my face where I want that beautiful highlighter to be. So around the brows, the plane of my nose, through my forehead, and just rub all of that in together. Then I'll take a little bit of the Natural Radiance by itself and smooth out the rest of my pores. And I'm done. No, I'm just kidding. So after that, I use two different foundations, and I know a lot of us are like, 2 different foundations, that's so much money. It is at first, but if you mix them, they're gonna last you longer, and I find that I make the perfect foundation cocktail for my skin. So I'll take the MAC Pro Longwear. I'm actually NW20 in that series. And what I'll do is map this down the center of my face. So in my T-zone area, I just blend this right on through underneath my eyes. And I'm using one of MAC's newer brushes, which is a 170 brush, and it is by far one of the best brushes I've ever used in my makeup career for blending, buffing, and really making your skin look like skin. Now next what I'll do is take the MAC Studio Water Weight Foundation, and I take about a half a dropper of this in a deeper shade because I like to mix this with the Pro Longwear that's left over on my hand. You see that right there? It's kind of a good little mixture. So we'll take the two together and just blend, and I apply that everywhere else on my skin. Now you'll notice you can still see a lot of my freckles through because I empower freckles. I think that they're an amazing thing that a lot of people were given, so I don't want them covered up. So I will do just a sheer little layer with that. And you see I'm just gliding this and buffing it onto the skin ever so softly. That's going to be the key to the success with this, is just blending, 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 like your mama made you. All right. So now that we've got the skin perfected, I always like to set it off with a little bit of powder. So I first start off with just a light powder This one is the Studio Careblend from MAC, and the color is medium plus. And I just like to contour ever so lightly, just on my jawbone, and a little bit under my cheeks. Take a little bit into my hairline, and just buff around. Next, I'll take the MAC Mineralize Skinfinish in a medium, which if you don't have this like powder in every single color, I suggest that you get it because it is the most fantastic powder I've ever used for anything. I use it for photo shoots, bridal, for, I mean, runway, for everything, just because it's a light powder that just makes your skin look ever so soft and beautiful in pictures, and hopefully beautiful on camera as well. Now, next up, I'm just gonna take a little bit more of my contour. And this is actually one of MAC's contour palettes. It's in the medium duo that MAC had for a little time. I don't know if we still have that on the market or not, but it was out there at one point. So we'll just buff and blend that. And voila, you've got that perfect contour that every man, woman, or one man in between will love. Next up, I'm using one of the most highly talked about highlighters of all times, Whisper of Guilt, also made by MAC Cosmetics. And you see that I'm just pressing that right into my skin. Now, I find that once you press in at first and work your way up with that, it becomes a lot more natural and gives you a lot more of a gorgeous glowy tone than opposed to buffing it onto the skin, which just kind of takes a couple of layers off. So again, just really popping that on there. Trying it on the bridge of the nose there for a nice little glossy texture. And then I really love taking just a little bit above the Cupid's bow of my lip to really give that pop that you're looking for. A couple other fun little things that I like to do just for that perfected everyday look is I will take a brow mascara, or in MAC's case, the Clear Brow Gel, and just comb through my brows ever so lightly to really perfect them. Now, I'm not the type of person that really does not leave the house without perfected brows on, so I'm going to show you a couple quick little steps on how to make that Instagram diva brow without spending a million years on it. So what I like to do is first start off with lingering eyebrow pencil. Now this pencil is good from anybody that's light blonde to a very dark hair to at least start a line of succession for the rest of your brow. So twist up a little bit of that color. Now when I say a little bit, I mean a tiny, 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 tiny bit, okay? Get into this brow and really just color him away. So you see I'm underlining everything here. And really just perfecting that shape at first. Then what I like to do is match it up on top. Now you'll notice that I'm also taking small little brush strokes, which actually really get in there and create more of a natural hair flow, and it looks more like a real hair follicle. Now again, I like my brows a little bit more defined, so I'm gonna go a little bit more bold in a moment, but let's go ahead and get to the left side and jump onto that brow as well. So again, just lining the top, lining the bottom, combing that through, making little hair follicles. And bam, you've got yourself a good Daytime Emmy award-winning brow, right? I mean, that's what we all hope for anyway, right? All right, so I'm gonna take it a step further just because, again, I like a little bit more drama in my life. So we're gonna start off with the Fluidline Brow Gel creams. I use Ash Blonde to really create a nice ombre eyebrow look. So let's get to it. We're gonna start off right where we already started and just lighten up this first area here. And because we already have a line mark from the lingering, it makes this a lot easier to just fill in and create that ombre look. Now, you can use brow gels, you can use mascaras for your brow. I just like these because they're quicker and you can paint them onto the eyebrow hairs and it just looks a lot more natural. So, after that, I'm going to dip myself into Deep Dark Brunette. Again, also a MAC Fluidline Brow Gel. What I'm going to do is just come in and contour a little bit more on the outside of the brow. And you see I'm just sweeping that color in and just painting it right on there to create a soft but powerful brow. Now I feel my Beyonce. So again, just taking and building that right up, and blending the two together, you create magic. And with magic comes a handsome prince or princess, a really good night, or maybe people are afraid of you. I don't know. But at least you feel good about yourself, and baby, that is all that matters. So the one last thing that I would do to finish this look for myself is just put on a little bit of a cream eyeshadow. I happen to love the Painterly by MAC in the Pro Longwear Paint Pots. And I'm just using my finger to clean up everything. Really just keep it nice and smooth. I like all of my texture on my eyes to be around the same, at least for just a neutral, natural look. So this one, like I said, I won't really use with a lot of other products because I want to just keep it nice and smooth and make it all about a skin focus. Now, last but not least, and this is something that I love to do lastly, is use my concealer. Now, I love this one. It is Vanilla by Nars. It is one of my favorite concealers of all times. All I do is just take a couple little drops underneath. I'll take it right underneath the brow, right above the brow, and then in just a moment we will blend for the gods, and you will see why I love this product so much. Now, I'm just using a duo fiber brush here, so paint it underneath. Just really perfect underneath there. Now, I like to blend it out and give myself a good second coat just because I really like those Versace's underneath my eyes there to disappear. So let's just get in there and get rid of those heinous, heinous bags. And we'll give a little bit more to the brow too, just because, again, I want that perfected look. Some would call it that RBF or that resting bitch face. I just call it my normal look. You decide whatever you want to call it, and it's yours. So again, just blending that out. Take a little bit down the bridge of the nose. And voila, it's a whole new you in less than 30 minutes. Of course, you might want to take time to put on mascara because mascara does make the world go round. But for today, I'm just going like this because I'm wearing a brow statement. So I hope that you enjoyed. Like I said, it's my first video. Leave comments, leave questions, concerns, or if you have questions or you want a video to be seen, let me know. I'd love to help you out. Ta-ta for now. This is Bryson signing off.